How much of an impact has, I know you just recently started using a cold plunge. How much of an impact has that had on your recovery?
Yeah, so I had the Morozco, and we were talking about it, and Brigham had one, and for those of you who don't know, I fucking hate cold water. Like if it's
Who doesn't?
If it's no, like if it's below 80 degrees, I won't get in.
Below 80 degrees.
So I'm like talking to Rogan. He's like been trying to convince me since I met him. He's like, sauna, cold plunge, heat shock proteins, try it, bro. And I'm like, so then one day I'm like, oh fuck. So then our friend at Roca was doing an ice bath, and it was like one of the ones that you like pour the ice into, like just a bucket, and then you pour the ice in. So I like said it, I got in it, and I was like, oh, this is fucking terrible. And I sat in it for like 5 minutes, and I got out, and then I messaged Rogan. I'm like, I just did an ice bath. He's like, which one? I'm like, I just poured some ice in. He goes, yeah, it's fucking weak shit. You can only get it to like the high 40s. You can't get it down to freezing.
Oh my
and I'm
God.
like, okay, so I'll try a real one, I guess. But I felt, I don't really feel physically a lot better, but I feel so mentally sharp after I do it.
Yeah.
I feel like very calm for the rest of the day, for like the next 24 hours. And I feel just like if I want to go to sleep, because I basically just had a fucking panic attack, I can warm up and then I can go to sleep,
Yeah.
or I can like wake up and like do shit that I have to do. So then I tried Brigham's at like 30 degrees, and I sat for 3 minutes. And I fucking got out. I was like on a different planet. I was
Yeah,
like
that's the
hallucinating
Morozco one. Yeah.
and shit. And it was like actually freezing. There's ice floating around. I was like, oh my god, that was terrible. But then I felt really good after. And so now I do them like 5 times a week. Probably I do it like 5 times a week. I just got it, and I sit in usually 3-4 minutes, and I did 7 one time, and I could have did more. I should have did more, but you got to like be in the mood to go for a record.
Yeah, I did it once for 20, but I did it because I filmed it and I put it on Instagram.
20?
I was like, I just want to see how long I could go.
Wow.
So I just filmed
Yeah.
it and I did 20. It was fucking horrible. And I couldn't warm up for the rest of the day. I drove to work.
just
It was 95 degrees outside in Texas. I drove to work with no AC on, my windows rolled up, shivering.
Yeah, we did it the other day. I had like a barbecue at my house, and one of the guys who's here filming for Future Kimonos, my sponsor, he's like a cameraman, and he's never done an ice bath before. So he gets in, and I'm like sitting down. I just did it, so I was sitting by the fire, warming up, and I look back like fucking, I don't know, it felt like a half hour later, and he was still in there. And I'm like, how long has he been in there? They're like 12 minutes. I'm like, oh fuck. So he gets out, and he's like, yeah, I could have did longer, but I don't know. I just figured I would get out. So I'm like, okay. So I don't think anything of it. Like 2.5 hours later, he comes up to me, and he's wrapping the towel still in his underwear, just shaking. And he's like, do you have a shower I can use? And I'm like, yeah, man, go in the bathroom. He sat in the shower with the like, water as hot as it could go for like an hour. And he comes out, he's like, okay, I'm a little bit better now. Like still shaking.
When you
What's
go
the-
from cold plunge to sauna, it feels amazing.
Oh, because you warm up like instantly. Yeah.
Well, it takes a couple minutes, but I mean, the 185-degree sauna feels like nothing.
Is that
Yeah.
okay to do, though? I always
Yeah.
thought it was hot to cold, but you can go cold to hot. No
Yeah,
problem?
it's okay if you're not a pussy. Yeah, you go. You should always end on cold though.
Okay.
You end on cold because the idea is you want your body to reheat
And
itself.
what temperature do you do for the cold plunge? Because I hear different things. You should do 40, 50 for a couple minutes. He's got it at 36.
Yeah, we have a 34 at the house, and the blue cube that I have here in the studio, I love. It's a little different than the Morozco because the water circulates, so it's even more uncomfortable, and that's 37 degrees. But I can't differentiate between getting in that at 37 degrees and the Morozco at 34. It feels the same to me because obviously 3 degrees is nothing.
Yeah.
But that one thing that does feel different is the circulation of water. So when you get in the blue cube, you're like, Jesus, what the fuck is it? It's like it's more uncomfortable.
Yeah, if you move in the Morozco,
Yeah.
you feel it like, I feel like, oh fuck, I'm getting cold way faster.
Yeah, like when I check my watch to see what time it is, how long I've been in there for, like just the movement, like then your hands like fuck, 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 fuck,
Well,
fuck, fuck.
Someone commented the other day on my Instagram, like, to like move around more because apparently when you sit still, your body creates like a thermal layer where it like, I don't know, apparently you don't get as cold. And
Yeah.
like move around. So I started like moving around and I was like, oh, I'm gonna sit still down.
That's where the blue cube is really excellent because the blue cube is the water's always moving,
Yeah.
so you don't ever get that thermal layer.
I'm trying to convince him to do it. Oh fuck! I wish we could play.
Like,
I wish we could be. So he had his girlfriend. go in the thing. It's fucking hilarious. So I'm like, so Rogan has this rule. I'm like, he fucking invites people to his house, and he's like, I'll give you $1,000 to do a minute. I'm like, you should do it with Lena. He goes, okay. He's like, there's no way she'll be able to do it. I'm like, I don't know. Money's a pretty big motivator for Lena. So he's like, I'll give you $1,000 to do it for a minute. She's like, $1,000? He's like, yeah. He's like, okay. So she gets in. I'm like trying to coach her. I'm like, nice deep breath. I'm like, she gets in. She's like, oh my fuck. Okay. So she's like shivering. And I'm like, nice deep breath. Take it easy. She just is screaming, $1,000. $1,000. Turn it off. As she gets in, it's like 15 seconds. She's like, how many minutes? How many minutes has it been? How many minutes? And I'm like, it's been like 10 seconds. And she's like, $1,000, $1,000. And she makes it through the minute, and she gets out, and she's like on the floor, like in the blanket, like all like shivering.
My daughter's 12-year-old friends did it. I had 3 of her friends come over, and I go, if you guys go in there for 1 minute, I'll give you $1,000. And their eyes are lighting up. They're thinking of toys and all the shit they're gonna buy.
Did they make it?
Yeah, man, they all did it.
Wow.
They all did it. One of my daughter's friends' sister, who's 9, did it. 9 years old. She jumped in there for a minute. Just
Joe's way of just calling
gritting
you a
her
pussy.
teeth.
I know. Now I have to do it.
She's just gritting her teeth, thinking about toys. I gave it to them in $100 bills, too. Nice, crisp, clean $100 bills. They like looking at it like, this is amazing.
I go home. Joe Rogan just gave me this.
Yeah, they're like, what if I do 2 minutes? I go, then you get 2,000. It's going to give them 1,000 a minute, but no one ever did more than a minute.
When do you do